Yeah, did any Stars fans even expect to win that game? If any of them did, they would be surely disappointed. Yeah, man, the odds were just absolutely, totally against us. Wait a second, did you give that memo to Kari Lettinen yet? Uh, no? Of course, now he's stopping everything. You're making this sound like a bad thing. Yeah, obviously, I predicted Nashville would win anyways. What a sorry excuse of a Stars fan. And I also can't blame you. Hello guys, welcome back to DSFR Game 67 Stars for the Predators, and of course this is just the exact score that I really predicted. The Dallas Stars lose 2-0 against the Nashville Predators on the road. Now this is exactly the, score and the result that I really predicted. I knew that the Stars were going to lose. It was just all the odds were on top of them, all the odds were against them, and really the result happened that really all of us were expecting. Now the Stars remain in that first wildcard spot. The Wild do get a massive win against Carolina Hurricanes, and they get, I think they're about like 4 points ahead of the Stars in that third central spot. So that's really a tough break for them, for the Dallas Stars. You know, you're staying in that wildcard spot. That third place in the Central Division is just looking farther and farther away as the days go. So I'm telling you that all the odds are against the Dallas Stars' favor, so let me back that up with actual facts. Nashville Predators, of course, I think they're like second in the league right now. They were on an 8-game winning streak, now a 9-game winning streak, a franchise record for them, good for them. But coming into this game, 8-game winning streak, which is just absolutely amazing for them. They're 7-0-1 against teams on the second game of a back-to-back, which again is pretty dominant. And it gets the Nashville Predators at home. The Nashville Predators are at home, so that's even a bigger just disadvantage for the Dallas Stars. You know, that home ice advantage for them. Dallas Stars didn't have Rack Faxon in the lineup, they didn't have Issa Lindell, and two guys that really were good, just solid guys all around that really helped both the forward group and the defensive group. And Hansel is out as well. Ben Bishop out as well, who Lettinen did play well in this game, which we'll get into. Man, it seemed like all the odds were against the Dallas Stars, and of course they didn't get the result that they really wanted, which of course I predicted, and really I'm not really mad about. This is probably the least mad I've been about a loss in this entire season. I expected it 100%. I had zero expectations going into this game that we were going to get even a point. Like, to get a point would just be a massive win for us. And even if it was a loss, getting a point would just been amazing. That's all I really wanted. That's all I would really ever hope to achieve against this game. And they didn't get that, which I'm still perfectly fine with. It's just, again, I've already said all the things were against us. I'm not going to go into that again, but if we got the point, it would have been amazing. But again, this is a result that I kind of expected. Now, in saying that, it was not the blowout that I expected either. Now, it was far from an even game. The Nashville Predators were, of course, the better team throughout basically the whole game, but it stayed 0-0 for a long time. Now Dickinson, having a good night, draws a penalty after having a great chance right around the slot area for the Nashville Predators in their zone. He misses the net, but he draws a penalty, which is good, and the Stars don't do anything with that power play. The Nashville Predators are one of the best teams in the penalty kill-wise at home, so that's really expected. And then right off the power play, I think Johansson gets almost a breakaway, really, and Lettinen makes a fantastic save. He just reaches back for the pad and just makes a brilliant save to keep the game 0-0, and really Lettinen was the only reason that the game was close throughout the whole game. Just the Stars were getting outplayed, and Lettinen was really the only guy that really showed up clearly. He was the only great player on the ice. Now again, after that chance, Fiala gets a grade A opportunity, and he blasts it off the post. And another instance where the Nashville Predators were this close from getting a lead, but they just, I wouldn't say they choked it away, but they had lots of opportunities. They didn't blow it, but they had loads of opportunities to score, and they didn't go for that way for a long time. Nashville Predators didn't get the bounces that they really needed for a long time, but they finally did get it later in the game. But man, they had so many opportunities. And just letting bailing out the Stars just throughout the first period. It seemed like the Nashville Predators got loads of chances, but just back and forth. It was a back and forth period, but the Nashville Predators got a lot of good chances that they whiffed on throughout the shots. And the shots were even, but man, there was lots of chances that the Nashville Predators missed, and Lettinen was very good for the chances and the shots that did go his way. Now there's lots of dumb penalties. Sissons gets tripped. Hartnell basically just slams on Radulov. And there's a few dumb penalties in the game, especially in the second period. Now the goal didn't come in that period, but there's lots of just power plays overall in the second period. And a lot of guys had chances, big chances, but both goaltenders were just fantastic, of course, especially in this period. Now in the second period, Klingberg makes pretty much a goof as he almost shoots it. I wouldn't say he shoots it, but he was going around Lettinen basically in the crease, and he just slips the puck by his skate, and Lettinen just makes a save. That would have been a ridiculous goal, and of course he would have gotten booed by the national crowd heavily if that went in. Now, the Nashville Predators got a few power plays after this. One such instance where a big chance happened. I don't know who shot it, but it was Forsberg. I think it was Forsberg. Shot it off Lettinen. It goes, and the puck basically just skips past the. It's basically like rolling around the goal line, which was just ridiculous. That was stress beyond another level. The puck just bouncing off the red goal line, doesn't go in. It just skips out on the net, and that puck really had eyes on that. I had no idea how the Predators didn't score after that. They had so many chances, so many just overall opportunities, and they didn't score. Lennon was fantastic, but there's some definite puck luck there. Then we go into the third intermission, somehow scoreless after so many opportunities for the Predators, so many good opportunities for both squads, but man, just no score after that would have been unbelievable, and it happened. Now, a few minutes into the third period, the Stars fail to dump the puck out of their zone, I guess, a couple of times. Now, it goes right to Hartman, who gets an excellent pass. I don't remember who he got it from, but he gets an excellent pass, and then he makes a beautiful just backhand pass, just an absolutely amazing one. It was top shelf, it was bar down, and a fantastic backhand. Hartman, newly acquired from the trade deadline, of course, from the Chicago Blackhawks, makes a fantastic backhand there. I don't know if it's his first home game, but man, he made an impression there, a great backhand, and he puts the Predators up 1-0 after some opportunities that they missed, of course, finally getting the goal there. Now, Craig Smith is on a breakaway. Hamhuis just absolutely clobbers him. Now, I thought after this is my immediate reaction. I had no idea why. It was a power play for the Nashville Predators after that, but I had no idea why that wasn't a penalty shot. It could have been a different angle that I just didn't see, but man, that was very convincing. I thought that was a penalty shot for sure. Hamhuis was pretty convincing and just absolutely diving after him, and he did pretty well. I mean, he stopped the goal, but man, there were some big opportunities there. Of course, Hamhuis blocking that. Of course, the Nashville Predators didn't score on that power play, so of course it is worth it, but I have no idea why that wasn't a penalty shot. It was just a weird situation there. Now, I think on that power play, Forsberg receives a beautiful pass from Johansson, but he just completely lunges out, and just makes a save. He has his legs out. He's basically on his stomach on the ice, and he has just somehow keeps the puck in and out of the net, and just a brilliant save by him. Probably the best save that he made of the night. But Forsberg had a good night. He had lots of opportunities, but of course, Lettinen was there for all of them. Now, the minutes pass, and the Stars don't really have too much of an attack. Of course, the Nashville Predators defense is elite, so they're good at just controlling the game, and they did that definitely in this third period in the last few minutes. It doesn't help that in the last minutes, I think it was 13 seconds left, the Stars have their empty nets, and everything, they're just going for it. There's one last rush, really, that they can do. Klingberg comes out behind the net of the Dallas Stars net, and of course, it's empty net. He comes out, and he slips on the goalpost. He basically trips on the goalpost, classic Klingberg flop and classic Klingberg cough up, and the puck goes right to Bonino, who's right by the blue line, and he just makes a good shot. Of course, the shot goes on net. He doesn't make any mistakes, and the Preds go up 2-0 and get the empty net marker, and that basically seals the deal there, as there's only like 12 seconds left. And of course, Nashville seals the shutout for Pekka Rinne, which I'll get into, but they had a great game. Nashville was fantastic. They definitely deserved to win. The Stars definitely did not. Now, I feel bad for Lettinen. Of course, he had a fantastic effort. Probably was the best player on the ice, but just a great effort by Lettinen. Of course, wasted. Now, I still don't feel sad about it because I knew it all along that we were going to lose in Nashville. It was just too perfect, and the odds were just too against us to win, but they had a good effort, at least Lettinen did, and he had a fantastic game. Now, the Stars didn't do terribly. I thought they looked decent against Nashville. Now, of course, against Nashville, the offense isn't going to look too great, but it was definitely decent. They had opportunities. They had lots of opportunities to score, but man, Pekka Rinne was good when he needed to be. He didn't get too much rubber tonight, but he was good when he needed to be. Here comes the obvious too good right now joke. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. But man, Lettinen looked fantastic, and of course, if Bishop is out for a couple more weeks, let's say it's 3-4 weeks, that'd be substantial, basically the rest of the season. And if Lettinen plays like he did tonight, of course, I think the Stars got a much better chance of making the playoffs and keeping that playoff spot. I think the third central spot is basically gone at this point. Minnesota's Wild are too hot, and of course, if Bishop is out for a long amount of time, that third central spot is just basically gone at that point. And if Lettinen is good enough, though, I think that the Stars will still be able to hold on to a playoff last spot there, but it'll definitely be close. London will have to be really good during this last stretch, especially if Bishop is gone for at least a long amount of time. Now, the defense, it was kind of wishy-washy. It was good at some points and not good at others. There was lots of power penalties in this game. Both teams had their fair share of power plays. Of course, I don't think anybody converted on them, but there was just fair share of power plays. The offense, I'm not going to go on a huge rant because it wasn't terrible tonight. It wasn't great. It wasn't really good either, but it was still decent. Against the National Predators at home, of course, you got that defense. I think they got around 28 shots, something like that. And if you get 28 shots, a lot of them were low quality, and they missed a lot of chances around the net, just missing the net as well. They still had a decent effort tonight, and they weren't terrible against the National Predators. They could have been a lot worse for sure. I've seen a lot worse efforts by the Dallas Stars against Nashville. This isn't too bad. Now the Stars play a huge game at home against the Anaheim Ducks, who are basically right behind them in the standings, and they can definitely use a win against them. That'd be a huge win. Get a win against a wildcard team who's basically right behind you. And if Lennon, of course, he's probably bound to play there, but he's going to have a good night at home. He hasn't been great at home necessarily, but he can definitely have a good game like he did tonight. But he is going to have to step up big against that game. And again, the offense, of course, has to be a lot better, and of course the defense as well. But I think we have the effort to win. It wasn't a terrible game tonight. We just faced a very, very hot Nashville team that we really couldn't beat. But overall, just a grand congratulations to the Nashville Predators, setting that marker of 9. I think it's 9 straight wins, franchise history. That's fantastic to see. Good, a good squad to do it too. Probably the best squad in Nashville Predators history too. And definitely getting that franchise marker. It's very special. And against the Dallas Stars, it does hurt, but again, I feel good for the Nashville Predators. That's a good story there. And obviously I think it's fine to lose against a team like Nashville Predators who are on the top of the standings. At least you're not losing to the Ottawa Senators. Oh wait. Well, that's going on, guys. Like, subscribe, do not ring that bell if you haven't. Tell me down below what you thought of the game if you were watching it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.